Hello guys, I hope you all are doing well. Let's start with today's video without wasting any time. Today we start with Anglo-Maratha Wars. We have this first Anglo-Maratha War, second Anglo and the third Anglo-Maratha War. This chart has been taken from some site in Google. You can refer it from there. This is not made by me. Okay, so in the first Anglo-Maratha War, which was from 1775 to 1782, see, the Bombay British government hoped to set up in Maharashtra the type of dual government. What is that dual government? The same dual government that was there in Bengal that we saw, where the Nawab becomes the titular head, but everything considering the finances and administrative is in the hands of British government. So Bombay British government tried to put the same thing into the Maharashtra, this dual government thing. But there were mutual differences of the Maratha rulers which gave the company to interfere in their matters. So this strategy is the same strategy that was there in Second Carnatic War. So you'll find that the same thing is here. So what's happening is that the fourth Peshwa Madhav Rao died in 1772 before the war started and was succeeded by his son Narayan Rao. But he was opposed by his uncle Raghuba. So Narayan Rao was murdered by the conspiracy of his uncle Raghunath Rao, that is Raghuba. Now Nana Fadnavis, he was the minister of Narayan Rao, and Nana Fadnavis proclaimed Narayan Rao's posthumous son as Peshwa. So what's happening that this Raghunath Rao, the uncle, he gets to the point of desperation. He signed with Bombay British government the Treaty of Surat in 1775, hoping to gain the throne. So the British declared the war against Marathas, but all the Maratha chiefs were united against the British EIC, and then British were defeated at many places. So with this, the Treaty of Salbai was signed in 1782, which were laws for British, but then it enabled British to exert pressure on Mysore. Also, it gained nothing more than Salsette. But company gave up Bassein, but they retained the Salsette that they have, and Peshwa agreed to support British against Hyder Ali, and this is why we say that yes, it enabled British to exert pressure on Mysore. So now you see in Treaty of Salbai also, they took, after even losing the war, they took something good with them, they took something gainful with them. Now we have second Anglo-Maratha War, which is from 1803 to 1805. Now what's happening that Lord Wellesley, who is also known as Royal Bengal Tiger and who formed the theory known as the ring fence theory, that Lord Wellesley came to India as Governor General in 1798, and he wanted the Marathas to accept the subsidiary alliance. But then Marathas refused it, and Lord Wellesley's subsidiary alliance is like a patent to him. And now in 1801, the Bittuji Maharaj, the younger brother of Jaswant Rao Holkar, the chief of Holkar kingdom, was killed by Bajirao II. So in 1802, Jaswant Rao Holkar attacked on Pune and captured it. Now Bajirao II escaped from there and signed the subsidiary treaty known as the Treaty of Bassein in 1802 before the war started. However, this Treaty of Bassein was an important step towards establishment of English dominance, which gave company the supremacy of the Deccan. What were there in this treaty? It was a subsidiary force consisting of not less than 6,000 regular infantry, the usual proportion of the field artillery and everything. And second was for the maintenance of subsidiary force, 26 lakh were to be kept. Then not to entertain any European hostile to the English, and subjected his relation with other states to the control of English. So they were again trying to put in everything just like they had thought in Bengal, just like they had implemented in Bengal. And then Peshwa surrendered the city of Surat. But with this Treaty of Bassein, the national humiliation was too much for the Marathas. So the proud Maratha chiefs could not surrender their great tradition of independence without struggle, definitely. So all the Maratha chiefs united against British EIC, but British army that was led by Wellesley defeated the combined armies of Scindia and Bhonsle, and finally they signed an subsidiary alliance system. The Treaty of Deogaon was signed by Bhosle, and the Treaty of Surji Arjungaon was signed by Scindia. Finally, all other Maratha chiefs were defeated, and one by one they signed on subsidiary alliance system. So, Treaty of Raighat with Holkar was also signed in January 1806. This visit with Second Anglo-Maratha War, which was like disaster to the Marathas, because the first one, I think the first one was beneficial to Marathas only because there was Nana Fadnavis, because in history it is mentioned that he wasn't there in Second Anglo-Maratha War, and due to the politics and everything, because of him being absent, things took a turn. Then came the final war, the Third Anglo-Maratha War, which was from 1817 to 1818. Now, the cause was what? See, there was a rigid control exercised by the British resident on the Maratha chief after the Second Anglo-Maratha War. So, Baji Rao too declared the war against the British EIC, just like the Nawab of Bengal did, and they attacked on British residency at Pune. But definitely Rao had to be defeated by Lord Hastings. Why? Because there were too much of politics at that point of time, too much. And then the post of Peshwa was abolished. Baji Rao too was pensioned off at Bithur near Kanpur, and the British supremacy was established in Maharashtra. This is it with today's video. This is all about Anglo-Maratha War, which we need to know, which we need to see in this syllabus of UPSC. Nothing more. I don't think that we need to go to anything more than this. I hope you like the video. The next video would be on Anglo-Mysore War, and thus we would complete the 3 major wars that was there in modern India, and then we would proceed towards the other sections of our modern India.